Hey, Escalation Squad! Hope you're doing absolutely amazing today. It's John from Reddit Escalating Stories, and we're back with another wild Reddit drama that just keeps getting worse. If you love watching these stories escalate out of control, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on the bell. Means the world. Let's dive straight into it. The story comes from Yu Dizzy Shay, and it says, "Am I the asshole for telling my friend his girlfriend isn't welcome at our monthly dinners? Every month my friends and I will meet for dinner. We can never agree on a restaurant that is kosher, halal certified, and is nut-free, so we decided to cook for each other. We don't depend on one person to eat the cost for the month, and instead have a kitty we all put money in, and then that is used to purchase groceries for the dinner. We are a pretty diverse group: Ethiopian, Greek, Kurdish, Polish, and Pakistani. Partners are more than welcome. Last year, a friend's partner wanted to make Chinese food for us, so we added her into the rotation. I've been with my boyfriend since university, and he's always been a part of these dinners. There's never been any issues, and we are very careful with dietary requirements. For the past 5 months, another partner was introduced to the dinners, and I liked her well enough. Last week it was my dinner, and I made a full Pakistani spread since I missed my last dinner because I was sick. I made vegetable and meat samosas for the starters, and vegetable biryani with achari chicken, and palak aloo and tandoori naan as the main, and carrot halwa with vanilla ice cream as the dessert. I was very proud of it. It took 2 days of prep between work and other errands. My friend's girlfriend is Korean, and when we sat down for dinner, I noticed she had brought a tub of kimchi and she was eating it with everything. She put it on the samosa and was about to add it to her biryani when I asked her if she would try the food without the kimchi. I don't have anything against it. I love the stuff, and I've made my own, but it does have a very strong taste, and I wanted her to try my food without it. She said she needed to eat everything with kimchi, and someone pointed out that she had never brought it to any previous dinners. Then she said the kimchi was the only thing making my food taste good, so I asked if she had eaten Pakistani food before, and she sneered and said no. This whole interaction was so weird, and I felt this sense of superiority from her. I felt demeaned by her behavior. I don't know if she was feeling ganged up or realized she was being a bad guest or something, because she got up with her tub of kimchi and told her boyfriend she wanted to leave. He agreed, and they both left, and we finished our dinner. It kind of ruined the night for me after putting in so much effort. The next day, my friend texted me and apologized on his girlfriend's behalf and said she felt I was trying to embarrass her. I told him I had no such intentions, and he was on my side about it, and said he told her she was out of line and offensive. I told him it was fine, and that I wanted to move on, but I don't want her at our dinners, and he agreed. He obviously told her, and then I got a long text message from her saying that I was holding a grudge for no reason and trying to come between her and her boyfriend. She said if I said it was fine, she would be allowed back, but I don't want her there. Was that unreasonable of me to ask? Would I be the asshole? Okay, Escalation Squad. Real talk, no comments yet. If you spent 2 days cooking a full cultural spread for your friends, and one guest pulled out their own condiment tub and told you straight to your face that your food only tastes good because of their kimchi, would you ever invite them back? Yes or hell no? Drop it in the comments right now. I'm dying to know where you stand before we see what Reddit roasted her with. Let's find out. Now, let's see what Reddit thinks. Commenter: not the asshole. Lot of white people here not realizing she was being very, very racist. She was racist, dude. She admitted she had never had your food, refused to stop eating the kimchi, and had never brought it to anyone else's house. She was an incredibly rude and inappropriate guest, notwithstanding her outright racism. Commenter: white person here, and the fucking audacity of this girl. I feel like I'm being gaslit by some of these comments. If you think the food is incapable of tasting good, and you have to make it taste like something entirely different, don't go. Don't show up and spend every second insulting the host. What the hell is happening? Commenter: next time, just serve her a bottle of ranch and a bread roll. Let everyone else eat the food you've put effort into. Commenter: same, also very white. And if you're going to these kinds of dinners, I would expect to at least try everything as is before altering my own dish. It's extremely disgusting behavior. And yes, she only did it for OP's food, which says a lot. Sneering and refusing to eat her food in front of everyone, and then having the audacity to say OP was trying to humiliate her. Not the asshole, but holy hell, don't invite this girl to anything you want to enjoy. Whenever I try something for the first time, especially food from different cultures and regions, I ask how it's usually eaten so I can try it as intended first. Commenter: exactly. OP is definitely not the asshole. I can't imagine showing up to a dinner and acting that way. Honestly, sounds more like she's jealous of OP's relationship with her boyfriend. This wasn't just racism, it was meant to end the friendship. OP replies, she also knew I was making Pakistani food. If she didn't want to eat it, she didn't have to come. To be honest, I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt, but my boyfriend said the same thing you did. I'm always wary of calling anyone racist. The last thing I want to be is the girl who cried out racist. Commenter: I was about to ask if you were the only woman in your friend group. Do you think she sees you as a threat, competition? Trying to come between her and her boyfriend kind of screams to me. It's more than just straight-up racism. But, yes, she also seems very racist too. OP replies, no, there were 7 of us, initially, 3 girls, 4 boys. Recently, I've been the closest to her boyfriend because we've been going to the gym together and he's been training me. Maybe she could be threatened by that, but I've been in a committed relationship since I was 21, and my friend and I's dynamic is closer to siblings. Commenter: you're the asshole for not inviting me to these monthly dinners. I'm so jealous. When you listed the nationalities of your friends, I so badly want to attend. Unfortunately, I live in New Zealand, so it's a bit of a distance for me to travel. But still, not the asshole. Commenter: I've spent a few years in the Middle East. They have their issues, but food is not one of them. The entire spread OP made sounds incredible. Samosas, biryani, achari chicken, tandoori naan. Dude, hell of a spread. I love kimchi as well, but none of those foods pair well with kimchi. I'm not even picky. That's just a combo that doesn't make sense. Kimchi on the side, okay. But eating it with a bite of biryani, WTF? I wouldn't have asked someone to try my food without whatever they brought, but you're definitely not the asshole. That's just not something I'd care about. Your question was fair, her response was inconsiderate. You're in the right. Commenter. So many white people think only white people are racist. These are the same crowds who will proclaim that the USA is the most racist country in the world. Obviously never been to Japan or, like any country in Africa. These dudes will hate the next tribe over like we couldn't ever. Commenter. Excuse me? How can you tell anyone's race here? I'm white, and she was rude as fuck. I live in Korea as well, so I see this a lot of times. Koreans, not all, can be racist. Usually because they think it should only be Koreans here. They are very homogeneous. Commenter. Not the asshole, fellow white person here. She was definitely being racist. I'm very picky with certain foods myself, and being vegetarian doesn't help. But as long as it doesn't go against my vegetarian diet, I will at least try it as it's made. Might I add some sauce of some kind to it? Yes or no, it depends, but at least try it how it was intended first. When my ex cooked things, I would try it as is, but 9/10 I would add something spicy to it, depending on the dish. Because while he likes spicy, he doesn't like it. Like I do, which he understood. However, the first few times he was offended, and I just kindly let him know. It's very good. I just really enjoy spicy food. Once he realized that he was cool with it, but communication goes a long way. And so does the willingness to try new things, even if we're scared. Commenter. Not the asshole. Why is everyone ignoring that she's never brought kimchi before and pointedly used it for your food? Commenter. Exactly. I think if she had brought the kimchi to other meals over the last 5 months, OP probably wouldn't have thought much of it. But she had never done it before, and she admittedly had never eaten Pakistani food before either. She had already made up her mind that she wasn't going to enjoy the meal before she arrived. That makes her the asshole. And not for nothing, but her BF had to have seen the tub of kimchi. He should have shut that down before they entered the house, making him a contributory asshole. If she had that much of an issue with the OP's food, she shouldn't have come that month. But she did, and obnoxiously insulted OP's food with the kimchi and then with her comments. OP is not the asshole for not wanting her to come to any dinners he makes in the future. I would totally feel way, too. No one wants that negative energy in their home, but he can't dictate what other members of the group do, which may make future meals awkward if she's there and acting outwardly against the OP because of he banned her from his house. This is an unfortunate situation going forward. It would be nice if the friend told the girlfriend she's not invited going forward because of her attitude. Relationships don't mean you're glued at the hip. It already sounds like this is what he's done. But as I and others have said, you can't dictate what others do. If other hosts say it's fine and your friend decides to bring her, you have 2 choices. Go and tolerate her, or don't attend if she's there. Commenter. Not the asshole, her saying, "It's the only thing that makes it taste good," is so condescending. However, it's not up to you on other hosting parties to not have her there. At your door? For sure, especially with how rude that interaction has come across. OP replies. To be honest, her comment put a bad taste in everyone's mouth. I didn't have space to add this, but some added context of our dinner is that we try and educate each other on our cultures. I didn't know how to use chopsticks until my friend's girlfriend taught me last year. We celebrate cultural holidays. My Kurdish friend gave us a presentation on Kurdish independence when it was her night. The first time I made Pakistani food, Everyone wanted me to teach them how to eat with their hands. It was a safe space for us to share a part of ourselves, and we're all open-minded when it comes to any differences. My feelings were hurt, I admit that, but she didn't even bother apologizing to me herself. Commenter: not the asshole. This is extremely rude. I'm Korean American and wouldn't dream of doing something so rude. My Korean old-fashioned mom does eat kimchi with every meal, but she eats it after we get home to aid digestion. But she would never, ever bring her own tub of kimchi to someone's house. Your friend's girlfriend is rude as fuck. Commenter: if you're the one hosting, then you have the right to decide who can and can't enter your house. When it comes to anyone else's home, however, you do not get a say in anything. So if your friend wants to bring his girlfriend and the current host has no issue, then you need to hush up and back off. Because you would be the asshole then. OP replies: we all financially contribute to the meal. Some of our partners add some money now and then too. My friend hasn't asked her to add any, and she hasn't offered as far as I am aware, so she's been getting a free meal once a month, and is being rude about it? And now, what's to come back without apologizing herself? I just don't think that's fair. Commenter: to all those saying OP is the asshole, let's imagine instead of a person's home, they did go to a restaurant every month. Let's imagine it was OP's turn to pick, and they picked Pakistani food. You think the restaurant would put up with that crap? Do you think they'd find it disrespectful? You think maybe she should have just declined to come if she didn't like the style of food? Hell, I've watched enough Gordon Ramsay shows to know a chef could have a meltdown if you even salted their food before tasting it. It's rude. Even Gordon would try a dish without doctoring it up, even if it looked like dog food. This feels like a power play of some sort. OP is the only person she had done this to. Makes me think girlfriend is the one with some kind of grudge or insecurity. I mean, she never brought kimchi to anyone else's dinner. She then claimed to hate OP's food without even tasting it. You don't find that odd at all? If I were OP, instead of banning her, the next time it was my turn, I'd make lavish food for everyone, but serve her some Dino nuggies and a side of fries. Not waste anything fancy on her. Remind her she hated my food, so I made something more palatable for her. Not the asshole. Commenter: not the asshole, she is prejudiced. Never tried Pakistani food, but knows it needs kimchi. Seriously? Politely correct her that there was a grudge, and her prejudice was it. May I come round and eat your cookin'? Seriously, your menu had me drooling. Carrot halva is unreal. Do you know how to make shami kebabs? I had a friend who was Pakistani, and her mother made these. I haven't seen them on any restaurant menu ever. OP replies: never tried to make it myself, but my mom makes the best shami kebab. I had her on FaceTime the whole time while she talked me through how to make everything. I don't know why they're not as common. They're absolutely delicious. Commenter: not the asshole. She was clearly out of line. And I get having zero tolerance for racism, which I think we all agree this was. But you have the chance to be the bigger person and maybe open her mind some. Consider letting her back one more time. And if there's the slightest hint of racism again, she's gone for good. Feel free to let her know it's rude to not have even tried the food before deciding it was no good. And anything else she needs to hear. Also, that you were not trying to embarrass her, but that she was embarrassing herself. Let her know that you are a diverse bunch, and that's not her scene. She should not join. Then let her grow as a person, or show why she deserves a perma-ban. OP replies, I kinda hate how right you are. I'm slightly less annoyed now and don't want to put my friend in an awkward position by starting something with his girlfriend. I guess I have to have a conversation with her because her actions made no sense to me, so her explaining herself would be a good start. Commenter, not the asshole. She never reached out. She never apologized herself. Not even a half-hearted or fake apology to mend things. She is unrepentant. But she does know how to reach out when she feels offended, territorial, and wants to accuse you and put you in your place. Clearly, she is not willing to smooth things over. Besides that, it is suspect that she particularly decided she didn't want to eat your food or Pakistani food. Kimchi is a pretty strong flavor, yet she can't handle the food you're spread, which is easier for the average taste buds than kimchi. If she was unsure, she could have just tried a teaspoon of whatever her BF was eating. Nothing you made was out there or unusual, or stick to more the food everyone is familiar with. Naan, samosas, biryani, and, of course, ice cream. It isn't about eating everything. But if you do show up for a dinner party, the expectations is that you participate and respect the cook and host. Why else would you be there? You're not showing up expecting to play Scrabble all night through. So yes, ban her. She can't behave, show respect, acts accusatory and hostile towards you, and not even an apology from her mouth. Potentially racist. Keep her out of your friend gatherings as much as possible. She can take her attitude elsewhere and should not mess up your friend group and social gatherings. All right, escalation squad. Be honest. At what exact moment did your jaw hit the floor? Was it when she pulled out the kimchi tub and started slathering it on everything? Or the second she straight up said, kimchi is the only thing making your food taste good? To the host who spent 2 days cooking a full Pakistani spread? And then the audacity to text later acting like OP is the villain for not wanting her back? I'm actually speechless. Escalation squad. I need to know. If someone brought their own condiment to your dinner party and insulted your cooking to your face, would you ever invite them again? Or are you team one strike and you're out forever? Drop it below. I read every single one. If this one made you as mad as it made me, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, because tomorrow we've got another story that escalates even harder. Love you all. See you in the next one. Much love.